Hey guys, I'm Rob Bass, and this is Not Mitten Box. And today we're going to check out two Green Lanterns. Nort from DC Direct and Hal Jordan from DC Universe Classics. First off, let's check out Nort. Nort is packaged in his Justice League International DC Direct package, and you can see him in there looking all kind of doofy, but I don't really know much about Nort, and I figured this would be the best way to get Ryan Porter from Comic Nation TV and INeedComics.com to do a little brief history on this obscure Green Lantern.
Hey guys, it's Ryan Porter from the Comics Corner, butting in on Rob's toy review to give you a rundown of no one's favorite Green Lantern, Nort. Just think of him as the Squirrel Girl of the Green Lantern Corps. Thanks to his Uncle Newman, the Newton Canine Nort was inducted into the Green Lantern Corps as an intergalactic peacekeeper. Or so he believed. In truth, Nort belonged to a fake corps established by alien clowns called the Paglachi, who plotted to make laughingstocks of the real corps. When the Paglachi were exposed, Nort and Green Lantern Guy Gardner defeated them. At Gardner's request, Nort became a real Green Lantern, patrolling a lifeless sector where he could do little harm. Nort later joined the ill-fated Justice League Antarctica, made up of temporarily reformed supervillains. Though he claims Justice League of America membership, the League tells a very different story. When last seen, Nort was hitchhiking toward Antarctica and is still considered missing in action. This well-meaning but inept Green Lantern actually does remain a fan favorite, despite the fact that he looks like a love child between Wilford Brimley and Scooby-Doo, and was seen most recently in the Brave and the Bold Batman cartoon. There you have it, Green Lantern fans. Just another example of how weird and diverse the Corps can sometimes be. Let's kick it back to Rob for more toy review goodness.
Taking Nort out of the package, he is like any DC Direct figure, very limited in articulation, but he does sport a pretty spot-on look to the comic book adaptation. His head turns, his waist turns, his arms rotate, and his paws spin, and oh yeah, his mouth opens. And if you count the detachable tail, that's another point of articulation, so there you go. He has a peg in his foot so you can put him on the stand he comes with, and that's pretty much about it. If you're a Green Lantern completist, you gotta need this figure because you need all the Green Lanterns, but he kinda looks kinda doofy to me, and there's not much to say about Nort. I kinda feel bad for him. Nort's not one of those guys that people go, you know what, he's gonna save the day. He looks like a toy that is just in a green suit with his vest. Nort. Second figure we're going to take a look at today is DC Universe Classics Hal Jordan. Now this is a figure that you want to collect. Check out the front of the package. It's got that standard DCUC kind of packaging, and there's Hal front and center getting ready to do some Green Lantern business. So once again, I'm going to send it over to Ryan Porter, who's going to tell us a little bit about Hal Jordan.
Hey guys, once again, it's Ryan Porter butting in to bring you some more of that comic bio goodness. This time we're going right to the top to talk about the man himself, Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan is considered by many, both in and out of the Corps, to be the greatest Green Lantern of all time. Hal Jordan first appeared as the Green Lantern in DC Showcase number 22 in 1959, and alongside his buddy Barry Allen, The Flash, helped usher DC into the Silver Age of comics. But don't worry, toy fans, we're not going through his whole history today. Instead, we're only going to focus on a few of the highlights since his resurrection in 2004. Hal Jordan had been dead for several years, but never really gone, but DC Comics made an event out of his return to being a Green Lantern with Green Lantern Rebirth. Shortly after Hal's return, he was once again face-to-face with his arch-nemesis Sinestro, with the Corps that he had created in his own image, the Sinestro Corps, who utilized fear to counteract the willpower of the Green Lantern Corps. But Sinestro and his Corps were only the beginning, for shortly thereafter, Hal would discover 5 new colored Corps, each powered by a different emotion, and the power of all would be needed to fight the colossal threat of the Black Lanterns and the prophesized Blackest Night. Currently, Hal Jordan once again has his hands full as he battles against Krona, the Fallen Guardian, who has captured the Corps entities and possessed the entire Green Lantern Corps. After that, not even the willpower of the greatest Green Lantern is enough to battle the upcoming reboot, so where Hal and company go from here is anyone's guess. Back to you, Rob, before they reboot your review.
Now, don't you feel a little more knowledge? Taking Hal out of this package, you want to talk about points of articulation. He has tons. He is definitely on par with if you're a Marvel Legends collector, or if you collect DCUC, you know what you're getting with these figures. Amazing sculpt, amazing articulation points, and a perfect rendition of Hal Jordan. Being that my favorite Green Lantern is Hal Jordan, this is the figure you have to own. Now, I want to thank Combert, a fan of Comic Nation TV and Not Mitten Box. He actually donated his Green Lantern collection for me to review on this show, just to support the cause, especially with the Green Lantern movie already being out in theaters. So I want to thank Combert. You're the man. He is the Green Lantern of real life. And I also want to thank Ryan Porter for dropping the comic book knowledge on everybody. Ryan, you're the best. And remember, they're your toys. Play with them the way you want.